welcome into the Command Center Draft Special presented by SeatGeek, the official primary ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. Get 20% off Commanders tickets this weekend using code COMMAND. That's code COMMAND on the SeatGeek app. Brian Coble Jr., Mr. 8 to the 9, Santana Moss, Super Bowl champion Brian Mitchell. And we are out here in Detroit, and we are on the clock for the 2024 NFL draft. Fellas, how you feel? I mean, we just got done doing this. How y'all feeling? Y'all see Caleb Williams go #1. Yeah. No surprises there, right?
No surprises. Yeah. It's time, though. I'm to the point. I'm anticipating this thing like when I was supposed to get called.
Wow.
No, I have butterflies right now. So, but like I said, at the same time, if it's the guy who we think that's going to come off, then it's going to basically calm all that down, man, because I'm going to be like, job well done.
For sure.
Got the right guy.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's like, when you see somebody get picked, I don't care if you have any type of human feelings inside you, you get excited for them.
Yeah.
I started to sweat over here because I get nervous when
I
see things happening. And you know what? Young man, everybody that knows him says great things about Caleb. And you want to see him go out and just go and live the life that he's supposed to live. I think, all the things I heard about him has been great thus far. Let him continue on.
Yeah, high expectations for Caleb Williams and very high expectations for us and this #2 pick. Like I said, we are on the clock. And we're not just out here in Detroit. We got folks out in Ashburn in the studio ready to break down anything that comes about with this #2 pick. And then, of course, we have Fred Smoot and Michael Jenks out at the fan rally ready to catch those reacts when the fans hear who the Commanders decide to take at #2. Now, if you did not see our pre-draft special, we put predictions out there, and everyone across the board said Jayden Daniels at #2. Let's run that conversation back a little bit. Tana, why do you feel Jayden Daniels is the guy to go #2?
I just think when it comes down to if we keep that pick, and what we brought in when it comes to the offensive style, who's going to be the OC and how they did things in Arizona when he was the head coach over there, and what we need as a quarterback. Not only, one of the things that you heard throughout the week when they asked, Quinn about this, Dan Quinn about it, he said he want a difference maker.
Yeah.
He want a guy that's going to be a leader. He want a guy that's going to be a dog. I think this guy shows you that. Jayden Daniels shows you all throughout his college career that he can be that difference maker. He can play. Some of the things that he did that we say that we didn't want to see him do, he showed that he had that dog in him. So that's why he's the guy for the job for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I saw when they drafted Caleb just now, they went back to 2022, and they say he had 42 touchdown passes. They went back to 2022. That was the 2023. Jayden Daniels had 40, and he ran 10.
Yeah.
So I think that's great, too. So when you look at those productions, you have to believe he's the second pick.
50 total touchdowns, almost 5,000 total yards. And remember, as soon as that #2 pick is made, we are going to go to the back and interview our new prospect. But until then, let's send it over to the studio and see what these guys feel now that we're on the clock. Logan, take it away, brother.
All right, so let's pick up where they left off. There's been some really great options here. The decision needs to be made in about 2 minutes. And the NFL's been waiting for this. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the quarterback options?
I mean, I really think all three guys are fantastic football players. I think there's the slightest edge to our guy, Jayden Daniels. I think the way his fundamentals, the mechanics, the kind of the lauded history of him being able to kind of study and prepare. Again, if any one of those three guys came here, I think we'd be really excited. JJ's leadership, Drake May's explosive playability, but Jayden Daniels, the running, the kind of the composure he showed, I think is pretty fantastic.
Too hard to turn down.
Too hard to turn on. And when you look at, from a defensive standpoint, which quarterback would I least want to face?
Absolutely.
Jayden Daniels is the guy I least want to face, and hopefully we're about to find out who we're going to pick. We're going to get an excellent quarterback regardless.
Yeah, either way.
Whoever they are, whoever that guy is, I can't wait.
All right, we are about to find out. Let's send it back to Detroit with Brian Santana and B. Mitch.
Fellas, we are just moments away from finding out who this pick is. They say the pick is in. We have not gotten official word yet. Fellas, my butterflies, man. I'm sweating. I feel like we about to play a game.
Yeah.
Man, how cool is this? Like, let's talk about this moment real quick while we wait for this pick to be official. How big is this moment? You guys have been here for years.
Yeah, it's huge.
The intrigue, the excitement around what Adam Peters and Dan Quinn is doing. We've never seen it before. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, it's huge for this franchise because of the new ownership and this being their first real draft. You understand? And not only that, now you have a new regime here when it comes to the coaching staff. But going forward, man, just the fans itself, you know what I mean? And we're trying to establish what we've had before in the past. This guy could potentially that guy to lead us back to the promised land.
Yeah, B. Mitch. That pick is about to be in right now. Daniels, I had to be quiet for that because we had to hear it. It is official. Jayden Daniels will be our number 2 pick and be adding to our quarterback room. We're all excited. We were all hoping for Jayden Daniels, and I know for a fact the DMV is going crazy right now. Fellas, how y'all feeling?
I'm good.
I feel good. I feel good. And
We got our guy.
I had a message. No matter who they took, I was going to say to all the fans out there, if you say you're a Washington fan, I don't care if it's Commanders, I don't care if it's Redskins, I don't care if it's football teams.
Yeah.
Cheer for the team and cheer for the people that they chose.
Yeah.
Don't worry about anything else. Let all that little separation go. Let's get this thing going back in the right direction.
No, I'm ecstatic now. I told you, I had the butterflies. I had my skin crawling a little bit. I had my hair standing up. But once the name was said, okay, I got him. We got our guy.
Oh, man, and you know what? Jayden Daniels is feeling good. You can see him. He got the Lokes on, the powder blue suit. My man came with energy and swagger. You can tell he is very happy to be a Washington Commander, and we are very happy that he's a Washington Commander. Let's send it over to our studio crew while I go interview Jayden Daniels. Take it away.
All right, and we look forward to that when we hear from Jayden Daniels for the first time. I mean, this has been going on for months. I want to go celebrate a Topgolf. I don't know about you. After the last week or so, what's been going on here. I want to read some stats about him because they really are astounding. And its growth through the years in college football, I think, is part of the story here. He led the FBS in total yardage, almost 5,000. He led both categories, yards per attempt and rush yards per carry for a quarterback. Second in the FBS in touchdown passes, only behind Bo Nix. 40-plus passing touchdowns, 10-plus rushing touchdowns. 6th player to do so in the last 24 years. He's a special talent.
So yeah, very special. He's an elite talent. And when I was evaluating these quarterbacks, I really saw 2 elite quarterbacks. And I saw Jayden Daniels is one and also Caleb Williams. When you look at him, and I understand why we made him our pick at number 2, the talent was just too good to pass up. When you talk about all the different things that he brings from a skill set, the accuracy, the throwing ability, the ability to make plays with his legs, there's just too many things that he brings to the table, Logan, to pass up.
I know a lot of analytics guys say, pressure to sack ratio, all these different things, but when you turn on the tape, there is no better player in college football last year. It was so fun watching him, right? Just when they needed to make plays, it's 3rd and long, I can throw it. We're backed up, I can make a play. Whatever we needed to do as a playmaker, he had it, right? His ability to read through the defenses, his footwork, his release. I just get so excited for the way this team's going to use this player.
Another thing, when you look at him, you see a guy who's not a one read and take off and run.
100%.
A lot of guys who have that type of talent, they're one read, then use their athleticism. You saw him go through progressions, and he's only going to continue to get better as a quarterback. Once he gets into this pro offense, oh, man, I can't wait to see it.
I think Cliff Kingsbury, obviously very well-renowned offensive coordinator, then head coach, but get somebody of this caliber. Does he rethink how he's going to structure his offense based around the specific talents that Jayden brings to Washington?
I mean, I think you look at what he did in 2021 with Kyler Murray, it'll look a lot like that. There's going to be a little bit of quarterback run. I think it's a vertical passing attack. I think one of the things that I go back to when I watched the film in 2021, it's we're getting in 3-by-1s, and that single receiver side, we're running vertical routes. And who throws a better vertical ball than Daniels? Absolutely no one in this draft. So let's maximize that skill set. Let's get Terry, let's get Jahan down the field. I think more offensive playmakers are going to come after you sign this player. But he's special, man. And the thing that I'm most excited about, Fletch, is the work ethic, right? You talked about the VR headset. They have to kick him out of the building.
Yes.
And again, it's all got to come together. But I love to hear those stories about a quarterback.
We were talking about when you were talking about the vertical passing game, I immediately thought, man, the wide receiver who's going to be a Terry McLaurin. He's going to eat, because if you get him lined up backside, have him at the X 100%. Position, one-on-one, you're not going to be able to double him. Terry McLaurin should be thrilled with this pick of Jayden Daniels.
He's 5 years in college football. He's 24 years old. He went from Arizona State to LSU, so it was an upgrade in competition going up in the league. And he got exponentially better through the years. I think it's a real big sign. I know a lot of people have talked about, did he hit a ceiling? I don't know about that. Between work ethic and showcasing his ability to have a trajectory up, it looks like that they could have someone who could be a superstar type.
Well, that's the thing, and Logan, we get these quarterbacks, and so what if he played 5 years in college collegiate football? You're continuing to get better, heck, even into your 30s as a football player, not just as a quarterback, but as a football player, you're continuing to ascend. the kid he has a lot of great football ahead of him.
And I think that's something that I get excited about is the experience, right? When you look at quarterbacks that have been successful recently in the NFL, they have more starts, they have more exposure, they've seen more defenses, and no one's seen more challenging defenses than him. Playing in the SEC at that level of competition, he's seeing NFL defenses more than any other college quarterback. Any other guys we've been talking about.
Right.
Talking about JJ, talking about Drake May, he sees it almost every single week. He did a great job. The improvement is something that really motivates me, right? In addition to the playmaker, the person, the playmaker, it's all there. Now it's just about what does this staff do to insulate him, and that to me is like the next big thing, the next step in the process of the offseason. So.
And we're not done tonight, right?
I don't think so. I don't think
the guy's going to protect him.
Yeah. I don't think so.
So we are waiting to see what the Commanders do from here. Now that they've made the number 2 overall pick, they have 5 other draft picks in the top 100. They could use that to potentially move back into the first round and potentially find the left tackle that will start next to Jayden Daniels. Are we sending it back to Detroit? Nope, we're going to sign off for now. You're going to hear from Jayden Daniels tonight, though, so stick with us. And when they go back on the clock, if Washington does trade back in, we will rejoin you and preview who might be the selection for the second first-round pick for Washington tonight if they do so. For now, we will say goodbye and celebrate the selection of Jayden Daniels.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.